You know, every parent with a teenager knows that sending a kid to college is expensive. Even with all the colleges to choose from, tuition continues to rise. Is there a way parents can find a quality education for a reasonable cost? Tell me. Well, there is an answer. The excellent public universities in Canada. With us today on The Balancing Act is Indira Samarasekera, president of the University of Alberta, and is one of the leading university presidents in all of Canada. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so glad you're here.
Lovely to be here.
Oh, this is great.
Delightful.
I'm about 8 years away from this, and I tell my husband all the time, can you imagine what it's going to cost us to send our 2 girls to college? And it's really terrifying, especially with the economy the way it is today. People worry about that, Indira. And being our good friends to the north, tell me why a U.S. student would go to Canada.
Wonderful universities, great universities of the caliber of UCLA, University of Michigan, Wisconsin,
Wow.
Florida State, great universities, an international experience.
It is.
At tremendous value for money.
And I love the idea of studying abroad. I actually wanted to do it, but I was, the girl of the family and I couldn't go, but I would literally let my kids do that. Now, how can Canada offer lower tuition rates?
The reason is that Canadian education is supported by the state governments. And Canada's economy is still very strong. And so we've been able to keep tuitions at a reasonable rate because of those investments.
Now, a U.S. student in Canada, kind of could feel like a foreigner, yeah?
Well, exactly. But at the same time, there's some degree of comfort. So it's an interesting change. I've lived in the U.S. and I've lived in Canada. And when I went from the U.S. to Canada, there's a definite difference. You're in a different country. But at the same time, there's a degree of being close to home,
yes.
right?
There's some common denominators, too.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
I don't think it would be that difficult for a student. But how about in terms of maybe getting a job while they're in school? Would that be hard?
No, not at all. In fact, Canada is one of the few countries in the world that allows international students to work on campus. And in fact, once they graduate, they can work for 2 years after they graduate.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yes, and unemployment, for example, in Alberta is very, very low. We actually are short of people. So there are a lot of jobs, a lot of interesting jobs, and Americans would probably get hired very quickly.
Oh my gosh, maybe I'll go there. Now, I'm going to take note here. Could you give us an example maybe of a university in Canada that could offer that good education that every parent wants for their child?
University of Alberta.
Okay, Alberta. One
of the top universities in the country, top public research-intensive universities, 400 programs, a large number of choices and options.
What types of degrees, if I may ask?
So we have virtually all degrees, science, arts, but our specialty is engineering. Business, and we have areas that probably people have thought about but not known where to go. So we have degrees in science specializing in paleontology, an exciting new emerging area that's going to have a lot of opportunities, nanotechnology, biomedical engineering, but we also have one of the best theater programs in the country.
Drama!
One of the top fine arts programs.
I love it.
One of our graduates who got a fine arts degree now works in Hollywood and was the animator for the movie Avatar.
Oh, you're kidding.
Seriously.
I'm sending my daughter Samantha. She loves theater. This is it. In 6 years, I'll be calling you.
Wonderful. We would be delighted.
Thank you so much, Indira. And then that'll give me an excuse to leave South Florida and go visit. There you go. And if you want more information, go to ualberta.ca to learn more about this excellent value in a quality education.